Welcome to this little video on how to use the winch to pull immobilized vehicles onto the alignment racks. It's usually going to be for the transmission class. Here we go. Okay, the purpose of this video is to show you how to use all these components to pull a vehicle onto this alignment rack. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to grab these two main beams. All right, and the first one, there's these wonderful square tubes for this to slide right into. Can't miss it. Okay, so once they're in place, I'm going to come over here now, and this piece just kind of lifts off the wall. Can you see that okay? Just kind of lift it and just slide it out. That's what those red brackets are for. So I'm going to face it so that these bolts will go in and actually fasten to those nuts. And I got to get it upside right as well, which is this direction. I know it's this direction because this channel is where the winch motor will attach. So this just kind of snugs in there. You don't have to go tight. Just enough to hold it in place. Again, nothing hard, nothing tight. So the main beam's in place now. Let's go ahead and I'm going to grab this piece, the main player. Okay, and if I can get these out of the way, you can see better what's going on here. All right, so there's a plate, and this plate slides in this channel on both sides. So I'll do just that. I'm going to slide it in, and there's a pin. This little silver pin has a hole that goes right in there, and it's going to anchor it in place, and that's all the more anchoring it needs. It's wonderful. Let's find some power. I'm going to recommend you use a wall outlet. It has a higher amperage rating than say one of those drop lights. So simply plug it into power. Of course, this is the control. Turn the cable, but to get the cable out fast and rapid, I'm just going to pull the pin and give it a 90-degree turn, and you can now pull it by hand rather quickly. And here we go. Go ahead and swing the camera as I come down to our immobilized vehicle. Okay, let's go ahead and bring the camera a little closer now, and I'll show you the other pieces. Here are the other pieces. This one right here, this is one of the main players as well. Without this, I don't get to have my mechanical advantage, okay? In other words, this is part of the magic to make life easier on the electric motor of the winch, okay? Now some cars, it might make sense to wrap this around something central. I got a nice close coupler, okay? Other vehicles like this pickup, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just use the tow hooks, and there you'll be able to come together. And I'm going to use this clevis. This silver piece is called the clevis, okay? And here's how it works. It's pretty easy. I'm going to swing it apart. I'm going to put the rope in there, the cable, the rope. It's actually a really strong rope, okay? Now I got the cable in there, pull, so I keep calling it cable. So now I get the clevis, and I'm going to hook up this strap to this pulley assembly that gives me my 2-to-1 mechanical advantage, as talked about in the safety chapter. Okay? Again, we use this on another application. Okay, now I take the hook and drag it up here, and the whole point is for this hook, or this big hole here, is for that. So, and then I need to put this back in place. Okay. And let's just go and keep watching this for a moment. This, of course, is going to start pulling the vehicle up. I'm going to stop now because I don't know that we got it in neutral yet. Go, we're in neutral. Good. Go ahead. I think we've seen enough here, and go ahead now and just swing the camera. It should pivot to your vehicle, and we're going to go ahead and start the process. Stop there, because I think you get the idea. But again, folks, please use this pulley and put the cable through and anchor it to the framework up there. Because again, that's the whole magic of what's going on here. It'll make the electric motor last much, much longer. Of course, one thing we didn't show is there probably should be someone behind the driver's wheel, guiding the vehicle on as we're pulling it up here. And I do want to show one more way to attach this system on a vehicle that doesn't have tow hooks. If you don't have tow hooks, here's some other options, especially on these little cars, with the cradle on them. Don't be afraid to wrap around the actual control arm. Don't go around a tie rod, please, and bend something. But grab a hold of the control arm, just like he's going to pull someone out of a snowbank or something. That's a good safe to pull. And if that's not feasible, and maybe this makes even more sense, it depends on the vehicle, right? You could even use this thick cross member if there's one there. Some cars, you're not going to find one of these. Okay? Some vehicles do have this heavy framework we call the cradle, all right? And we can go ahead and use that strap. I guess the only thing to be aware of course, this is where I'd hook up my clevis, and remember that pulley that we were using a moment ago. Anyway, the only thing to be aware of if you're going to do it this way is to please watch what's going on up here on the bumper cover, so we don't destroy it. Hopefully, we'll pull this, a vehicle like this onto the rack effectively. Okay, for putting things away, of course, we're going to pull the pin. We'll unplug it from the wall. Slide this out. You can't put this in all the way. It just kind of wraps up, this covering wraps up around it. It kind of makes things difficult. So we're going to put that over on the shelf with the cables kind of wound up. I like to keep them off the floor in case we scrub the floor. This piece here, again, you don't have to do these up very tight. And watch how it goes in the wall. You put the bottom in first. Nope, you put the top in first. And then let it settle on the floor. And of course, we've got these other 4 pieces that I just put on the shelf. Okay? Again, this one here is the important one. Thank you.